What's up, everybody? I'm Jacob. If you're new here, I talk a little bit about everything: self-improvement, careers, financial literacy, relationships, and technology. So if you like that kind of thing, stick around a little longer. For now, I'm going to expand a little more on some technology stuff. As you know, your boy Jacob, he's studying generative AI architecture. And I've stumbled onto a very interesting problem that's not getting a whole lot of coverage in the media, and that's that AI could potentially spark the next energy crisis. What's really interesting is there's a perfect storm brewing, and very, very few people are talking about it. The first layer is that our electrical infrastructure is going on 100 years old, and it was built, a lot of it was built during the Great Depression, and was pretty much not designed for our highly connected life that we live today with all of our devices. And a lot of people don't know this, but your cell phone, while it does not run a lot of electricity, a lot of the infrastructure that supports things like the virtual assistant and all the software and apps and things, one cell phone is equivalent to about a modern refrigerator outside of itself. So yeah, more phones today is not helping. And then we're piling on electric vehicles. There's a really strong push to charge electric vehicles, and our electric grid cannot handle, even if every house had an electric car in its current state, cannot handle an electric vehicle. And the last stat that I saw, 1 out of every 7 houses is the maximum. So 1/7 of all the houses. I don't know if that figure is just for detached homes, or if that includes like every domicile, like apartments. But anyway, it's a problem. And the final thing is AI. AI is taking off like crazy right now. I've talked about this before. I think we're in a bubble, and what happens in a bubble, you get a lot of hype. And just like with the .com era, you know, it went through a lot of wasted resources and a lot of really bad business ideas, a lot of failures, but eventually it all worked out and we got some really cool stuff out of it. So the same thing's going to happen with AI. But in the meantime, we're going through the phase where we're burning through tons of money, lots of resources, and one of those resources is energy. An artificial intelligence runs on a very powerful computer with very energy-hungry chips, GPUs. If you know, you play games, it's basically graphic processing units designed for graphics, and uses a very energy-intense math called tensor. I won't get too nerdy on you, but the point I bring that up is there's already been another type of chip called a TPU, which is specifically designed for those tensor mathematical operations. But even with that, it's still very energy hungry. And then you add on top of all the data centers that use all the infrastructure to house the AIs. Those are growing massively, not just because of AI, but because just a lot of other reasons I won't get into. And this what's bring me to where the largest part of the energy consumption comes in. We're having Google, Microsoft, and of course AWS all have their versions of data centers, where they have lots of AI hosted on their systems, and they resell their services. This is where cloud computing comes from, basically, for those of you that aren't in the know. And all 3 of them are getting into exploring nuclear energy as an option. Microsoft signed a 20-year deal with a company that runs 3 Mile Island. And if you're old enough to remember, back in 1979, 3 Mile Island almost went into meltdown. Chernobyl, Fukushima, right? It almost was that bad. And so, as a result of that, nuclear energy does not have a very positive public image. But that being said, it is much safer nowadays, and does not generate as much waste. But still, that waste, you don't want to drink it, kids. But Meta and Microsoft are getting into another aspect of nuclear energy. They're going to use these things called SMRs, which are modular nuclear reactors. The floor space they take is kind of like about four household refrigerators at the base, and they're anywhere from like 2 to 3 stories high, so like an apartment building. So they're really small, and you can fit them into existing data centers. And then if you just need another one, you just throw up another one and stand it right next to the other one, and kind of daisy chain them. And the other main reason why these companies are getting into the nuclear energy is that the energy demand, even though we're supposedly like using all this green energy is actually not very dense and not very reliable. But if you use nuclear fuel, just a little bit of nuclear fuel has so much energy in it, and it's very green, in that you have no carbon offset. These companies like that because they have these promises they've made to have like zero emission energy by 2030. And the rate AI is taking on and growing, there's no way they're going to reach their zero emission deadlines by the 2030s. And also too, green energy, because it's not reliable and it's really hard to store it, very expensive to store it in batteries, and it's actually a huge waste of money to transmit green energy that's like generated out in the field and then transmitted over lines to your data centers. You actually lose more energy than it's worth. Nuclear energy on site is like the ticket. So they're looking into that, and hoping that they're going to be able to get away the coming energy crisis. So yeah, we're like super energy hungry, and it's not like everybody can run a generator on fossil fuels, because that's not efficient either, because the money to ship all the fuel. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting, that AI could actually spark an energy crisis, and they're all just scrambling to figure out a way to generate enough energy without boiling the oceans. So yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, like, subscribe. Thanks for supporting me, guys. I appreciate it. And until the next one, peace.